All right. So, as a longtime J. Cole fan, you know what I mean? I think that J. Cole personally is top three all time. You know what I mean? A lot of people might disagree with me, but I die on the hill. But that's not what this is about. You know what I mean? So, in mass communication, what matters is not just a message, it's really the system behind the whole entire message. So, we really asking the question is J. Cole independent, or is that independence part of a larger corporate structure? And my argument is that J. Cole is independent, but he's not independent on paper because he operates like how he's independent, but he operates with an independent mindset inside of a corporate system. But on paper, he's not really independent. He's not really you know what I mean, independent. Like, all right, boom. Let's start with the facts. If J Cole, okay, cool. He signed to Interscope Records, which is owned by Universal Music Group. So structurally, he's a part of the macro music industry. You know what I mean? This means that his music is distributed by a global corporation. It means that his masters are controlled, at least in part, you know what I mean, by the label. Revenue flows through corporate channels. You know what I'm saying? That's, feel me? Dependency. But what my argument comes in is that Cole founded Dreamville Records. So that's where he signs and he develops artists, which gives him that level of control most artists don't have. So while he exists in the corporate system, he's also functioning as an independent decision maker within it. You know what I mean? That's why I argue that he operates like an independent artist. You know what I mean? He had a crossover moment. A crossover moment, it would be his crossover moment came in 2009 when he was signed to Jay-Z to Rock Nation. But before that, he built a following on Daft Punk. You know what I mean? After that, he entered the macro system, radio marketing and global reach. So, in that moment, it transferred him from being a micro artist, small, unknown, to being a mass communication figure once he signed and then started expanding. You know what I mean? Now, if we were to look at it and we were to break down the economic part about it, this is where like the value gap and the difference between how much attention the artist gets and how much money he actually earns. So boom, let's say like J. Cole makes a song, he drops it, have the whole shebang. Boom, then he makes a music video. The music video costs about, let's say, $50,000. Okay. Now if we do your on-screen calculations, YouTube, how they give people money is that they give people money per stream. YouTube gives 0.003 of his like, so it's like, shoot, it's like what, 0. Let's barely a cent per stream. I don't even know how to say that number for real. And so like for him to be making at least 50,000 on YouTube, he needs at least 16.7 million, like at least 16.7 million views on the video just for him to make back that 50,000. Brother, you got streams like Apple Music. I use Apple Music the most. Apple Music, they give you per stream that you have, they give you 1 cent. So for him to be making his money back, he needs 5 million streams on Apple Music to make that 50,000 back. So like that means that even an elite level artist, they need millions of interactions just to break even. You know what I mean? So success isn't just about talent; it's about skill. You know what I mean? Now let's talk about the algorithmic labor. Most artists consistently post on TikTok and Instagram and all the other social media platforms to stay relevant. You know, that's unpaid labor for the algorithm. But J. Cole, he don't do that. You know what I mean? J. Cole, he barely posts. So on screen, he shows like low posting frequency. This is where he feels independent because he's not consistently chasing trends. He's not consistently feeding the algorithm. You know what I mean? All he does is just he lives life. He relies on his loyal fans, his album drops, his reputation, all that. So like while he's inside of a corporate system, he was just one of the biggest demands. You know what I mean? Now we're looking at the next part, the technology frontier. AI is the next challenge for a lot of artists, and especially in this new generation. It allows companies to replicate voices and generate music automatically, just with a little click of the keyboard and an enter. Like J. Cole, he has not publicly partnered with AI platforms to license his voice. So like that suggests that he's like protecting his audio DNA and his unique sound. You know what I mean? From my perspective, this reinforces the idea that he values artistic control over technological expansion. But he rather the authentic part of his voice than the whole AI faking. You know what I'm saying? But it also raises a bigger issue because, like, if some artists don't control their voice, then somebody else eventually might. You know what I mean? So if I was to say my final evaluation, structurally, J. Cole is part of Universal Music Group, a massive corporate system, but functionally he behaves and acts and operates like an independent artist. He built Dreamville, he avoids algorithmic-driven content, and he maintains creative control. That's why I consider him one of the greatest. Feel me? That's Cole World. It's always Cole World around here. And I feel like he's one of the most independent-minded artists of, like, all time, especially of this new generation too. Like, not just because he's outside the system, but like because he doesn't let the system fully control him. All right.